Hello everybody and welcome to the Corn 150 at Iowa Speedway. First of all, thank you, Carter, for following me on Twitch. What's up, man? So, I mentioned this in Discord, I'm going to say it again. Stream format for today and for all of the non-super speedway races, we're going to have a 10-minute pre-qualifying session. So all of the drivers who are outside the top 35, we have 26 of them, are going to all run on track at the same time, and the 7 drivers with the fastest laps will move on to the show. So we'll have 42 drivers then entered into the Corn 150, and they'll all run their own group qualifying session, and the grid will be set by fastest laps. So let's look at our lineup here. These are our 26 cars outside the top 35 in points, battling for just 7 spots. We have a lot of entries and a lot of people getting sent home after this qualifying session, so it'll be tight, and they only have 10 minutes to do it. So we have the number 0 of Jack Shadow, Pure Red and Blues RP, and the 1 Jake 24 making his first start. Well, trying to make his first start of the season in the 4. Chase the Coyote in the 7. That Enter 2003 guy also entered for the first time, driving the 06. Emmett Lashbrook in the 08. JR Preston plays YT in the 14. DS Gaming is in the 16. Jose the Potato in the 21. To AFK Master in the 23. Matt Eisenbeiss in the 27. The 33 of Carter Friesen. The 37 of Baldu Madi. 39 is Skull and Bones. 47 is Janza. 51, also a brand new entry for this week, is Trooper 501. 59 is Gatlin Downey. 60 is Savage Toy Show. Then it's Brendan Smalley, Anthony Lopez, VGO3, Midlife 9999, Hello I'm You, Jonatron 88, and making his start, filling in for Simon Bloomfield, is the number 91 of Koidsman. So, yeah, we got a lot of guys fighting for this. And I know it says practice on the top, but this is actually pre-qualifying, so these 8 minutes and 46 seconds we have left are really important for these guys. So here at Iowa Speedway, the track looks okay, but I really didn't like the AI line. So like last night, I literally went and remade all of the AI for this track. And I think we're in for a really exciting race. I spent a lot of time testing. Hopefully there's no crazy carnage like we had at Daytona. And should be a fun time. So already off the bat, it's Midlife 9999 in the 83. Getting out there pretty quickly, setting a 24.102 to move himself to the top of the standings. They might have a little bit of problems with traffic, but they should be able to pass each other pretty quickly. And I mean, hopefully the 83 doesn't get held behind the 39 here, because when they're side by side, these guys will definitely be going way slower. I swear, I'm going to ban people saying "so is your hair" in the chat. So now these guys, side by side, going pretty slowly. Emmett Lashbrook in the 08, able to move himself up into second. Let's find him on track here. There he is, in that Fitbit Ford Fusion with those awesome looking quarter panel numbers. So it's pretty busy on track right now. And we only have 26 cars out here. When we get to the full qualifying session, it's also 10 minutes and we'll have 42 cars on track. So there's going to be some battling as these guys try to set those quick laps. What track is this? This is Iowa Speedway. Hence, you know, the whole Corn 150 thing. Who said Bristol? Does this look like Bristol? Talladega. Oh, don't worry. Dega will bring its own carnage later on. So now Skull and Bones moving into the top spot. Still a whole lot of new times coming in. With 6 minutes left, there's a lot of time left for these guys to try and make those 7 transfer spots. Looks like these guys are starting to battle each other less, which is good. Although the 83 and the 39 have kind of been stuck to each other for the entire duration of this first run. And mixed reactions I saw on the 51 car. Look, man, this was a request. I did not decide to paint it the way that it is. I mean, you take two great paint schemes, you put them together, it has to be something good, right? And it's on a Toyota. Yeah. Another new entry, of course, is the number 4 of Jake24, sponsored by 7-Up. Yet another soft drink sponsoring in the series. It seems like a lot of people in the Sim series really like their pop, but that's fine. And now, taking the top spot, Chase the Coyote in the number 7 Puma car. He had a great run at Daytona until a pretty controversial incident when he had some damage while leading the race. So we know that 7 has some speed, and I think he's got some unfinished business. Is the 95 racing today? Yes, sir. Well, if you finish in the top 7 of these guys, let me find him. So it's DK right now running 4th, although having to work through a little bit of traffic right now. Is the 06 racing? Hell yeah, the 06 is racing. It's kind of a plain looking car on the side, but you know. So far not doing too great. Right now in 17th of 26 cars. And again, the top 7 are going to be in the transfer positions to move on to the big show. Is there a 48 car? Yeah, but the 48 is already guaranteed, so doesn't have to qualify their way in. So let's ride on board here with how about Carter Friesen? He just jumped out on track. The 95 did not race in Daytona. Unfortunately, just didn't do well enough in the duels. So again, Chase the Coyote on top, but remember, wow, he's actually like a full 10th ahead of everyone else. That 7 is quick. Thank you, Overproductions, for subscribing. And on the bubble right now is VGO3 in the number 82. And the 91 of Koi's been looking to make the show in his first attempt. But unfortunately just outside the transfer positions right now, as we only have 2.5 minutes left. Time is ticking away, and these guys gotta set quick laps. Why do you have a Ryan Fitzy account too? What? Oh, oops, I read those in the wrong order. Doge RB, I'm sorry, but thank you for subscribing. So with 2 minutes left, the driver's currently out right now. The 91, the 33, the 23, the 83, who was on top. Oh, a little bit of contact between VGO3 and Baldumati. Just fighting for that track space. Oh, they gotta put some quick laps together soon, otherwise they're out. So the 21's also out, the 16, the 14, the 37, the 06, the number is 0, the 75, the 47, 85, 27, 188, 51, 71. All just way too slow right now.
But, oh, he can't do that.
Were you not already subscribed? That 2003 guy, I swear you were subscribed. And still some on-track battles, but with just over a minute left, it looks like this top 7 might be set. And now VGO3 is out. VGO3 has been knocked down into 8th place, and if he doesn't pick it up, he will not make the race. Thanks, Joey Logano. So where's the 82? If he does not set a quick lap right now, he is done. Because we have 30 seconds left in this session. And VGO3 has fallen down into 8th place. Beat up by the 60, the 4, the 95, the 39, the 08, the 59, and the 7. Mitchell, how many goddamn accounts do you have? They just keep coming, man. So with 10 seconds left, it looks like the field is set. 16's jumping out on track now. I don't think he can get any laps in before the end. And so the session complete. Chase the Coyote gets the fastest lap, but that doesn't matter because all the 7 transfer spots are pretty much equal. They're going to have to qualify. God damn it. If you guys have already subscribed, don't unsubscribe and resub. It sends me a bunch of email notifications and it's super annoying. Anyways, with this session complete, here are the standings. Remember, the top 7 are the ones who make it in, and the 60 of Savage Toy Show gets knocked out at the last second, and I think that was by Pure Red and Blues RP. That's unbelievable. At the very end, the 60 gets knocked out of the top 7. Where is he? The number 1 set a monster of a lap. So
okay, buddy, fired up here.
So the top 7, we're going to make it in the race. Chase the Coyote in the 7, Gatlin Downey in the 59, Emmett Lashbrook again makes the show. The 39 of Skull and Bones sets a quick lap. Pure Red and Blues RP jumps in at the last second. Now this kind of ran away from me here, but I want to see what happened to... Where's the 1 car? Because that last lap was killer. I mean, look at the clock. 3, 2, 1. And he crosses the line, and that's what gets him in. And the 60 is out. I guess with a little bit of draft from the 95, Pure Red Blues RP crosses the line with 1 second left. And he's going to make the show. Oh, baby, that's close. So, before I do anything else, I'm going to take a screenshot of this because I'm probably going to lose it or something. And let's enter these guys into the race. So, moving on into the Corn 150. Draft on a 7/8 mile track. Look, man, it does something. Even if it's not a whole lot, it'll do something. So in race number 2, who made it through? The number 1, Pure Red and Blues RP, is gonna be in the race. The number 08, Emmett Lashbrook, for the second time, qualifies into a race. Jake 24 in the number 4, he's gonna make his way in. Who else is in? Number 95, it's DK, gonna be in the big show. Skull and Bones in the 39. They've been testing here all week. Straight after the duels, he said they drove on over to Iowa, got this car set up, and they're in the race. So they've done well. And of course, he can't do that. It's the 59 of Gatlin Downey. So, oh, and of course the 7, Chase the Coyote.
But, oh, he can't do that.
So, thank you, Yes, and Fernando Alonso for subscribing. The field is set. Let's set the grid. So, race number 2, all 42 cars are going to run a 10-minute qualifying session to determine the grid. And again, very unfortunate for everyone who didn't get through pre-qualifying. Ooh, let me change my little box thing, because now we're done pre-qualifying. And it's qualifying time. Thank you, JT Gumez YT, for subscribing. Did Cody make it? Yeah, Cody's guaranteed a start in every race. So, yes. So, again, another 10-minute session. This time we have 42 cars on track. It's going to be a lot of traffic. It's going to be a lot of... I mean, we might even see a wreck. I certainly hope not. But these guys are going to try and find their lines, find some time, and qualify well for this race. Stop telling me to show your cars. I'm going to show your cars whenever I show your cars. The viewer count thing isn't working, is it? I just realized it said 0 this whole time. We don't need that. Or let's refresh it, see if that does. Oh, there we go. Okay, that works now. We good. So far on top, it's the number 48 of Spitfire, with an early quick lap going 23.9. So far the only one to do a lap under 24 seconds. So you can see this track is already getting really, really busy. There are cars everywhere. And one of the most important parts about a short little qualifying session like this is these guys have got to find some clear spaces. They're going 3 wide. KHP and Jesse Boston and Derek are going 3 wide. Now Spitfire's on the bottom. Sorry, 3 wide. It's already getting crazy. There's now a whole bunch more drivers are turning fast laps, and the number 9 takes the lead. Let's try to find him on track. Where are you? Engine, number 9. Fireball's driving that Xbox car today. Looking good. One of 2 black and green cars in the field today. And now Gatlin Downey goes with 23.739. Gatlin qualifying, well, pre-qualifying their way into the race, and now doing pretty well in qualifying. I mean, that's a darn quick lap. And now goes even faster with a 23.7 flat. That 59 is on fire right now. What happens if someone wrecks in qualifying? Well, they can fix their car before the race, but they'll probably start near the back because they'll have a bunch of damage. And I guess I could do like, what's it called? Unapproved adjustment, but that gets really complicated. I'm probably not going to get into that. It seems everyone's hogging the highlight. I think that's the place to be, especially through 3 and 4. Everyone's running at or near the top of the track. 1 and 2, they're sort of a little bit lower. They're sort of middle of the track, 1 and 2. And then high up through 3 and 4. Seems to be the racing line around here. Koidsman, don't worry. RP interviews after the race. It'll happen. Even though you didn't make the show, you can still get an interview. Everybody's driving the Kyle Larson line. Ha! Running that wall. Pure Red and Blues RP, you showed up just in time. Actually, I guess you kind of missed the excitement. You made pre-qualifying, like in the last second you finished a lap, and you're qualified into the race. So that one car is, it's going to be out there. So we're halfway through qualifying, and now Emmett Lashbrook on top, Luke Rainey in second, and Priya McShane in the 42 setting the third quickest lap. But now stuck in a little bit of traffic. Certainly going to slow her down, and everyone else here, the 18 and the 7, are side by side for quite a few laps. I think this is a good sign because these guys have been running side by side, lap after lap. Although Highline seems to be preferred. Looks like you can make the lower side work. But you see that 7 gets a much better exit. Able to make up that ground on the straightaway, but through the turn.
Big dick energy.
Thank you for the energy, Atra. God damn it, stop with the freaking hair things. Thank you for the toonie and for the energy. We're going to need it because this is going to be an exciting race. With 3 minutes left, Emmett Lashbrook still in front, and Luke Rainey, having won the Daytona 250, showing some muscle yet again in second place with a 23.649. And the 95, it's DK, also moving pretty quick after pre-qualifying his way in. He's looking to start in 4th place, just ahead of Gatlin Downey. And the 4 is also doing really well. A lot of these guys with, I guess, the experience of pre-qualifying, able to fine-tune their lines and get some good laps in. Priya, I agree with you. It seems middle of the track is best everywhere. So like middle 1 and 2, and then middle 3 and 4. Although drivers seem to be running right now sort of middle 1 and 2 and then high 3 and 4. Where's the 37? You missed pre-qualifying, man. 37's gone. Sent home. Did not make the show. How many stages of qualifying? Just this one. So with less than 2 minutes left, this is going to set the grid for the race. So there's the pre-qualifying stage and then just the 42 drivers battling for the grid. Is there 00? Yes, there is. And the 00 is quick. I mean, not necessarily doing incredibly well today, but at Daytona, that 00 led a handful of laps. Koizman, you're not the one commentating. I am. Don't tell me to be more enthusiastic. Give me something to be enthusiastic about, Koizman. How about Pinty's? That enthuses me. DriveThrough is running the number 77 Pinty's car today. Although, so far not doing too well in qualifying, huh? What version of Iowa am I using? This is Iowa 2012. But, like I said in pre-qualifying, I rebuilt, like, all of the AI lines. So they wouldn't crash, and so they run higher in 3 and 4, like they should. Like, I went through and I rebuilt all of the AI at this track, and I think we're in for a good show, honestly. So with 30 seconds left, it looks like this track may be slowing down a little bit. Emmett Lashbrook's 23.586 has just been untouchable. Luke Rainey still in second, and then it's the 42, the 95, 59, and the 4 as usual. Ben Pye in the 20. Mike PMC in the 13. And actually Rusty Fighter sets a 10th place lap on his very last lap. So good on him. Getting in that top 10. And as these guys finish their last laps, this qualifying is complete. Who's my pick to win today's race? Oof. I think the 42 and the 45 are both really quick. We saw that in Daytona. I don't know if Luke Rainey can win twice. Ooh. And the 42 just qualified third. My pick to win this race is Priya McShane in that Ineos 42. But, like, it could be anybody. So, unfortunately, by using a practice session, I have to, like, manually move qualifying around, but that's okay. I can work that out. Let me just find where I exported this thing to.
Time turning your stuff on.
And then, of course, we're going to go through the whole order. Let me just make sure everyone actually qualified. 42, yep. So let's save this bad boy. And let me just make sure this race is the correct number of laps, because we don't want to mess this up. 125 laps for 150 miles at Iowa. It's going to be a fun one. So let's jump on in here and find our Iowa save file, and then give me a quick minute because I gotta move everyone in line. So qualifying in first with a time of 23.586 seconds is the number 08. Once I find him, Emmett Lashbrook. In second place with 23.649, it is last week's race winner. It's Clutch Rainey, number 2. Priya McShane in the 42 qualifies third with a time of 23.662 seconds. And then the number 95, it's DK. Pre-qualified his way in, proving he's got a quick car, starting in 4th. In 5th will be the number 59 of Gatlin Downey. And then it's Jake 24 in that 7-up number 4. Ben Pye 1024 in the 20. Once I find him. Oh my goodness. Where's the 20? There it is. Starting in 8th is the 13 of Mike PMC. A little bit of controversy surrounding that 13 car. I heard some other drivers aren't too happy with how that race went at Daytona. So that'll certainly be something to watch. And then it's F1 Fan in the number 84. Who's starting in 10th? It's Rusty Fighter 89 with a quick final lap to move that 55 car into the top 10. And then it's NASCAR Lover 201 in the number 3 starting in 11th. Again, once I can find him. This interface is unbelievably annoying. In 12th, it's the number 12, Anderson Reed. That's not Anderson Reed. That is. In 13th, it's Racer Fan 99 in the 22. In 14th, it's Hirohito in the 45. And we know that 45 can be fast. I mean, he dominated his dual race before having trouble in the pits in the Daytona 250 and ultimately costing him a chance at the win. The big one, 53.95. It's going to start 15th, and then it's KHP01 in the 8. The Kumon Cup Series in the 44, and then it's Non-Karaka in the 25. Pure Red and Blues RP makes the show for the first time. It'll be his first start of the year, starting in 19th. Hunter B will be starting in 20th in the 78. Fireball 398 in the number 9 is going to be 21st. And then it's Asteroid Strike 9 in the 98. And then it's Spitfire Zander M, the newly renamed number 29 of Weak Boy, Cody H Gaming is going to start 26th. Once I actually click on him properly. And then it'll be DNP10, LaFlynn Zone, Thick Daddy, Julio Caesar, DriveThrough, Jesse Boston, Chase the Coyote. Chase the Coyote with such a fast lap in pre-qualifying, just sort of unable to put it together in the more important qualifying event, but at least he's in the show. Then it's What Incarnation starting 34th, Mitchell Collins 35th, Michael Deitch is going to be 36th, and then Anthony Plays 32, Skull and Bones, not a great qualifying run, but he's just happy to be here, and I know it. Adrian Fitzy starting 39th, and then it'll be Derek, Pure, and Mick Spookboy at the back. So we can save that. And let's get to racing, shall we? All right, so they're gonna get. Well, we don't need to watch happy hour. Let's go right to the race, shall we? We've already gone through the grid, so our driver introductions are complete.
Okay, buddy, fire it up. One switch at a time, turning your stuff on.
Let's skip all of this faff, and let's get to the most famous words in motorsport.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Nice smooth. We'll be there at the end. It's a long race. We just got to stay in contention. No mistakes. That's the big key. No mistakes today. We get up there. We get in the top 10. We ride. We ride. We ride. That's what we got to do today.
And as they begin their pace lap, we're in for a show here today. 125 laps at Iowa Speedway. This .875 mile short track. We should see a lot of side-by-side racing, maybe a little bit of 3-wide action, and hopefully not a little bit of 4-wide, because these guys could cause a really big wreck really early on. You never know what can happen. And the lights on the pace car are off. We're getting ready for round 2 of the DriveThrough Sim Series. Emmett Lashbrook starting on pole, Luke Rainey outside front row, then it's Priya McShane, it's DK, and Gatlin Downey are the top 5. As they come out of turn 4, green flag waves, and a great start by the 08, already pulling out in front. Luke Rainey having a little bit of trouble on that high side. Priya McShane in the 42 clears the rest of the pack, and they're going 3 wide already back there. And now with these fresh tires, that bottom line is so fast. Gatlin Downey now putting pressure on the 2. And Priya McShane down to the bottom for the lead. On lap number 2, Priya McShane jumping to the bottom and very quickly putting herself at the front of the pack. Emmett Lashbrook will fall in line behind her as Gatlin Downey moves into 3rd. Luke Rainey's still stuck on the top line. He does not want to be there right now. And we've already got a car in the grass. It's Thick Daddy in the 81. A little bit of trouble for him. Let's find him on track. And a wreck already. It's Weak Boy in the 29 in the wall. Julio Caesar has destroyed the car, and caution is out. The 00 Safe Flight Auto Class. I mean, for the second race in a row, Julio Caesar is going early with the front end just totally crunched up. And I think that wreck started with the 81. And caution comes out on lap number 4. Wow, it's already dramatic. I didn't think there would be chaos this early on, but here we go. So let's find the 81 of Thick Daddy, and let's go back and take apart what just happened. These guys are going 3 wide, deep in the pack, through 3 and 4, and it's DriveThrough on the bottom. Gives the 81 a little bit of bumper. Turns him. The 81 goes across the grass, slows it down, and actually he made it through okay. I thought he would have caused that accident, but I guess not. In an entirely unrelated incident, we see Hunter B gets into the wall, Xander M in the 01 gets into the wall, and now these guys are going 5 wide, and there's no way that's going to work. Cody H Gaming gets into Weak Boy, and he goes up the track. Julio Cesar, nothing he can do. Absolutely nothing he can do. I mean, Chase the Cody lucky to escape there. Cody H Gaming lucky to escape. You see Flynn in the 38 gets a bunch of damage as well. Let's ride on board with Julio Cesar, and this is going to be a pretty hard hit. See, just 4 or 5 wide is not going to work. And huge damage to the 00. That could be the end of the race. And I mean, again, there's just, what do you do in that situation? These guys, it's 5 wide at this point. And there's no space. I don't know if you can really blame anybody. There's no room for that kind of stuff around here. And so everybody else is going to filter through. Luckily, it's not a huge pileup. And we're going to get lined up here under caution for the first time of, at this rate, many. As these guys are having trouble sorting themselves out. There we go. Come on now, find your spot in line. And we can get pacing. Looks like no takers in the pits, which makes sense considering we've only run, I think, 3 green flag laps, not even. So the 29 and the 00 are going to come in pit, and this could be the end of the day for these guys. Julio Cesar is going to go behind the wall, and Weak Boy, it looks like they're going to try and fix some damage. So he might be out on track and really slow. And I saw earlier, it looks like there's some dark clouds rolling in. Wow, we see to the northwest side of the track, skies are looking a little bit dark. Hopefully we don't get an early end to this race here. I think the weather was supposedly clear, but that's looking really scary almost. Those clouds are really, really dark. See if we can stay sunny here in Iowa for the next 120 laps. We're going to skip on over to real time. The pace car pulls in, and on lap number 8, Priya McShane's going to lead the pack to the green flag. Looks like they're staying pretty single file for now. And Jake24 already jumping to the bottom. They're going 3 wide per second. Never mind. Oh, Emmett Lashbrook's in the wall. I don't think he expected to be put 3 wide on the top like that. And that might be a little bit of damage for our pole sitter, Emmett Lashbrook. You got on the wall pretty hard coming out of turn 4. And now Jake24 makes his way up into second place. It's DK putting the pressure on in that 95. Jumping to the bottom through 1 and 2. But the 4s can get a better exit. But I think we've seen this middle line through 3 and 4 is a little bit faster than the outside. Still side by side for second. Now it's DK nosing ahead. Still not able to clear the 4 though. This is a tight battle for second. It's DK in his first start of the season. Didn't make the Daytona race. Showing some muscle early on. Moving up into second place, and the 42 hasn't really been pulling away. He might have a chance at the lead here. That 95 is quick, and Jake 24 losing another spot now. It's Ben Pie 1024 in the number 20. And now we're seeing a little bit more single file racing from the pack. In the front, at least. In the back, there is quite the excitement here, as DriveThrough is being put in the middle 3 wide between Asteroid Strike and Jesse Boston. Maybe a little bit of contact there between the 77 and the 98. But it looks like no hard feelings. Oh, Asteroid Strike's in the wall coming through 4. A little bit of contact with the 10, and Mitchell Collins goes around. Caution's out again. Going 3 wide with the 77. Asteroid Strike 9 gets into the wall. And Mitchell Collins trying to get through on the bottom. Doesn't quite make it. And on lap 14, we are under caution yet again. This time it's certainly a more minor collision. So let's go through exactly what happened here. We know the 98 here is running 3 wide with Jesse Boston in the 30 and DriveThrough in the 77. And it looks like there might have been some contact here. Almost, but not quite. I thought the 77 got into the 98's rear corner. Doesn't quite do it, and I think Asteroid Strike just gets out of the groove, into the wall, and Mitchell Collins kind of bounces off the 98, and Derek in the 99, squeezes Asteroid Strike in the wall, and a little bit of contact with Adria Fitzy in the 04, but I mean, she's lucky to escape what could have been a much bigger wreck. So let's try to board with the 04, because that was a close call if I've ever seen one. 98's in the wall, 10 gets into it, and just squeezed. Good job getting on the brakes, and just kind of rolls through there. So does Michael Deitch in the 57. 04 made a bit of contact, the 57 stays clean. And, well, we got a bit of a longer green flag run in, but caution number 2 is out. And everybody jumps into the pits after only 14 laps of racing. And I think something's wrong with the 01. It looks like Xander M having some sort of problems here in the pits. So it looks like 2 tires, maybe 4 for these guys. As what's going on here? What is going on here? Number 38 of Flynn Zone has a whole bunch of front end damage. I mean, that car's destroyed. I don't know how that happened. Let's go back and check. Uh-oh. Oh no. What is this? Oh no. I don't like this. What? Oh, I hate this game. Why does this happen? Why does this keep happening to me? Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? Why this never happens in testing, and then this happens during... What? That's a lot of damaged cars. And the 01 is stuck on top of the 12. Are you serious? Why? Alright. We're 15 laps into this. And I think, again, we need to make a decision here, guys. Is it a redo? Is this canon? Vote now in the chat, please. And be easy on me. I think it rained on the backstretch. I think it did too. Why does this always happen to me? What happens is the track is so short And so they come through 1 and 2 like side by side, and they don't have time to filter out, but they all want to pit. So then they just pile up, and like all of this stuff happens. It's not as bad as Daytona. We have a lot of wrecked cars though. I mean, Jesse Boston's destroyed. I don't think we have to redo this. I think we're gonna call it a racing incident. And I mean, damage here isn't what it is at Daytona. These guys still have a chance. Maybe not Xander M in the 01, and Thick Daddy's destroyed as well. Michael Deitch just ruined car. I'm getting more votes for no redos than we do a redo, so the decision's made. We've got a lot of wrecked cars, and that's just how she goes in Iowa. So Xander M, it looks like they repaired the damage to that car, but spent a lot of time in the pits, and is now 1 lap down. So the 38 of Flynn out of the race, the 61 of Pure out of the race, and we know Julio Cesar was out from that earlier incident. Well. Certainly an interesting race here at Iowa, as we're going to get ready to go green again. So now the 84 of F1 Fan 2751 gets a better stop than Priya McShane and its DK and the 20. So to the green flag, lap 18 of 125 after a pretty momentous couple of cautions. And it's the 84 of F1 Fan in the lead. Xander M in the 01 is a lap down now. And this pack is already going pretty aggressive, side by side around this track. So Priya McShane is going to get a little bit stuck behind the 01 here, and that's going to allow F1 Fan to pull away maybe. And yeah, those clouds are looking darker than before, honestly. And they're going 3 wide again. It's Fireball, the big one, and Gatlin Downey 3 wide. Now Hunter B goes to the bottom. I guess that damage is not slowing him down, because that 78 is making moves. Could be a lot of speed left in that car. And now it's Spitfire and the 48 on the bottom as they're going 3 wide. Still going 3 wide. Hopefully without incident this time. And the 48 just barely clears the 9. And 4 wide. Skull and Bones on the bottom. This could be dangerous here. Be careful, guys. Contact. Around goes Gatlin Downey. And the one of Pure Red and Blues RP. They're off the racing line. Is it a caution? Yeah, it is. Of course it's a caution. This is bad. Why is it doing this? We're at lap 23. And we can't get any green flag racing in. Pure Red and Blues RP and Gatlin Downey, 2 outside 35 cars that need a good finish because they've made this race. And I think the 39 might have some enemies in the pits, because Skull and Bones dives to the bottom going 4 wide here. And as we've seen before, that is not going to work. And squeezes the rest of these guys up the track. 59 goes around. The 1 is involved. Tell you what, the 39 and the 9 are very lucky to escape that, because that could have been much, much worse. So there's going to be a lot of drama in the pits after this one, for sure. So maybe we can get some green flag racing, but for now, we're going to have some guys jumping in the pits again. Lap 23, and I think everybody's coming in. As, again, we've got those pretty dark clouds over turns 1 and 2 in the backstretch. Let's see how F1 Fan and Priya McShane do in the pits here. I'm not sure what the strategy is here. And it looks like the 84 is going to take left side tires. Left sides only? And I think, let's go back here a sec. Priya McShane is going to take right sides only. And it's the 2 of... that's interesting. Luke Rainey is going to go splash and go. Just a little bit of fuel and jump out of there. So F1 fan went left sides. Luke Rainey went no tires. Priya McShane went right sides. And we've got a whole bunch of different strategies here. I mean, I don't even know what the 45 did. He hasn't been at the front all day. So the 45 also taking a splash and go. He's going to gain some spots. And this whole field has just been mixed up with an array of strategies. I'm sure there's guys at the back who are taking 4 tires, as all of our lapped cars, pretty damaged, are going to come and make their pit stops. So let's skip on over to real time. Quick as we can here. So F1 fans still in the lead with fresh left side tires. Luke Rainey in second with 4 older tires, and Priya McShane in third with fresh right side tires. So we'll see what kind of strategy comes into play here. And this time none of them able to clear Xander M, and maybe 3 wide for the lead. A little bit of contact between the 2 and the 42. These guys got to be careful. 3 wide for the lead. Priya McShane way down to the bottom. I don't think there's any grip down there. And Luke Rainey in first place. Here comes Hirohito in the 45. Don't say I didn't call it. My picks for the race are the 42 and the 45, and they are both right up at the front of the pack. But Luke Rainey taking no tires in the pit stop, a little bit of strategy play, and that 2 is back out front. He's only led 1 lap this season, but it's been the most important one at the end of the Daytona 250. Now leading some more here at Iowa. Can we get a green flag run? That is a very good question. And I think the answer is no, but I really want to see a long green flag run. Maybe some green flag pit stops. Supposedly these guys can do about 52, 55 laps on fuel. So Luke Rainey now out front. He's going to have to make his way around the 01 if he doesn't want to get held up too much. Xander M trying to stay on the lead lap. Luke Rainey's going to jump to the bottom, and that 2 is looking like the car to beat in the first ever Sim Series season, because he has just been immensely quick. And now they're going 3 wide further back. Hunter B and Spitfire and NASCAR Lover 201. All of them with a little bit of damage. Hunter B gonna squeeze. Contact between the 20 and the 3. And Ben Pye saves it, but he loses a handful of positions. Drops below the apron and very politely lets these guys by. Let's go back and see what happened here. See, coming out of turn 4, Ben Pye comes in, sort of squeezes KHP, a little bit of contact with NASCAR Lover in the 3. Oof, the 8 got the wall pretty hard. And that backs up these guys behind them, but no caution. So let's go back over to the front. And now Priya McShane making her way past Xander in the lap down 01 car. Luke Rainey pulling a little bit of a gap. It's certainly the biggest lead we've seen all day. Can Luke Rainey make it 2 out of 2 races? I mean, where did that 2 come from? He's been sort of near the front, but after that last caution, he's just been immensely quick. Priya McShane now past the 01, starting to close that gap a little bit. That 42 is reeling in the 2 car. As third place now, RacerFan99 in the 22 has made some big moves. And Cody H Gaming, who was involved in that earlier incident that caused the caution. Oh, and he gets into the wall. I was about to say he's doing the best he's done all day, but looks like he's having a little bit of trouble with that car. You can see the damage he's got on the rear end. And losing a couple of positions there. As these leaders are now going a little bit more single file. What incarnation on the inside of Cody H Gaming? Looking for... I think that's the 7th place. Yes, it is. And Jake24 putting a little bit of pressure on the Emperor for 4th. The longer we get into these runs, though, the better the outside line's going to be once these tires start to wear down and that line starts to rubber in a little bit. Priya McShane is closing in even more, but ever so slowly on Luke Rainey at the front. Let's go take a look at the back of the pack. Thick Daddy is in and out of the pits all day. That 81 is destroyed. Same with the 57 of Michael Deitch. There's a lot of these hot rods at the back. Anderson Reed, Weak Boy. Seeing Asteroid Strike 9 struggling. He's had some damage from an earlier incident. Jesse Boston, bit of a hot rod as well. Mitchell Collins involved in one of those 2 wrecks. And we're seeing there's a lot of, I mean, Martinsville spec cars out here today. From that little caution flag pile up as the 81's in the pits yet again. You can see both the 8 and the 3 here running 17th and 18th with just damage on all of the sides. But still looking pretty single file here as Cody's in the wall yet again. And he's going to fall outside of the top 10. He's just, I mean, he's struggling on that top line. Carrying a whole bunch of damage. Now even more because he keeps getting into the wall. Back at the front, we can see Priya McShane's pretty close. And closing in every lap. Now it's just 1.5 tenths behind Luke Rainey. That 42 is right there. Maybe trying to find the opportunity to make a move for the lead. McShane looks to the bottom but can't get the exit out of the turn. And probably going to lose a car length or 2 here. Luke, I'd like to point out it's a her, not a him. But yeah, she's quick, that 42. And these are both cars that have done so well at super speedways. I mean, Luke Rainey winning the 250. Priya McShane dominating her duel. And definitely 2 of the stronger contenders here in the Sim Series. So let's ride on board with Priya McShane and just see what kind of lines she's running. What kind of changes can she make to keep closing in on that 2? Running a little bit lower than Luke in 1 and 2. But they're running pretty similar lines in 3 and 4. And those are some dark clouds. I mean, these have rolled in between qualifying and now. And now Priya gets a good run out of turn 2. Really closing in on the 2's bumper now. Taking a look to the inside. But the 2 still gets a better exit off turn 4. And now getting a nose to the inside coming out of 2. The 2 is still clear, but Priya's going to try and run the middle of the track finding some grip. And they're side by side for the lead, getting really close together. The two still holding on. Priya McShane just slowly reeling in Luke Rainey. And now side by side for a whole lap. They're nose to nose. But Priya gets a really good entry in 3. But we've seen that 2 car get a good exit off 4. Priya can't quite clear him. Luke trying his best to hold his own on the outside, but it's a losing battle. That 42 is so fast. And new leader, Priya McShane, yet again. We'll see if Luke can maybe find a little bit of speed behind the 42. Mix up those lines, make some changes. Because otherwise this 42 is just going to drive away. It is so fast right now. And we've had a pretty good green flag run here. Which means I think we're only around 16 to 18 laps away from some pit stops. Should be interesting strategy. Some drivers might try to stay out longer. Some might try and pit earlier and get those fresh tires on. Try the undercut. Especially at the front here, it's really going to mix things up, and it should spread out the field a little bit. Maybe these guys will start catching up to some lap cars soon. As we look to the back of the pack, it's still Weak Boy, the 29, the 12, Anderson Reed, just destroyed. Tell you what, though, you get a really good view of the deck lid sponsors. You don't normally see them that well, but Hemi and Mopar Express Lane really being showed off. And we see the 98 and the 10, not a lot of damage, but just haven't been that quick after being involved in their respective crashes. Adria Fitzy in the 04, Derek in the 99. Just sort of hanging out at the back. DriveThrough in the 77 has had some controversial moves already. He's got a little bit of damage. Same with DNP 10. And 44 in the 6, both with pretty big rear end damage. Still doing okay. These guys are running 25th, 24th position. And the pole sitter, Emmett Lashbrook, having trouble slow in the middle of the track. And these guys have to dodge. I don't think he can get to the bottom. Big damage. Adria Fitzy gets into the back of the 08. That engine blew up on him. And Derek is destroyed as well. There's the caution we've been waiting for. And the 08, that part-time ride, has just had such bad luck. He's made it into both races and destroyed for the second week in a row. This time the engine goes and just couldn't get to the bottom of the track. Wow. Okay, so we're on lap 55 of 125, and let's go through this again. So I saw smoke on the track. I got a little bit tripped up by the cameras, but let's see what happens. Emmett Lashbrook coming into turn 1. Oh, I don't know if he downshifted or it's something. Ben Pye gets into the back of him. I mean, that engine's gone. And then he just can't get to the bottom of the track here. You can see the 8 and the 1 running into each other, trying to avoid the 08. And Adria Fitzy just can't see through the smoke. Nowhere for Derek to go either. Jesse Boston gets spun around. Mitchell Collins involved. And the 98 of Asteroid Strike hit as well. And that's a decent little pileup, isn't it? So the 08's definitely out. The 98 and the 10 have even more damage. Adria Fitzy in the 04 is just, I mean, destroyed. And we're going to get another round of pit stops as the leaders file into the pits. Maybe a little bit more strategy play here. We saw the tires, the right side tires really work for Priya McShane. She's able to find some speed and catch up to and pass Luke Rainey. As these clouds are getting even darker now. Outside turns 1 and 2. Only about 75 more laps here. We should be able to get to the end before any trouble. So a 4-tire stop for the leaders and should be everybody else. See who can get out of pit road quicker. It's going to be Priya McShane, and RacerFan99 is going to beat Luke Rainey out of the pits. Let's see if he... No, that was just a quicker stop. The 22 team just makes a quicker pit stop. There's less traffic around him, and able to jump the 2 in the pit order. It's a good job by him. Or by him, by the whole team. So RacerFan99 moves into second place. Priya McShane holds on to the lead, and Luke Rainey's got some work cut out for him. But remember last time he took the lead running on 10 lap older tires, older right side tires than Priya McShane. Now everybody's got fresh tires. We're going to really see how fast these cars are at this point. Let's jump on over to real time. Again, Xander M in the 01 lining up on the bottom, the only car a lap down. As Adria Fitzy and Derek have both retired from the race. Emmett Lashbrook behind the wall, obviously after a pretty significant mechanical failure of some sort. Priya McShane in turn 1 already clears the 01, and we are racing again, lap number 59 of 125 here in the Corn 150 at Iowa. And Jake 24 trying to get around maybe the bottom of Xander M. They're going to go 3 wide. And this 4 could be using the lap traffic to make his way into 3rd place. It's his very first entry, his very first start. And Jake 24 is doing a fantastic job here. Thank you, I'm Schleepfeller, for following me on Twitch. Says, hello, how are you? I'm doing great. I'm excited. This is a good race. We've had some drama. We've had some good action. And now an underdog in the form of Jake 24 up in 3rd place. Cody, is that the Cody? Because that's not a Cody. Cody, is it? Cody, you're in the race, but yeah. You're just on the other account. But yes, you are. Have a little bit of damage. You've been in the wall a few times, I'll be honest. And Jake 24 getting under the 22 into 2nd place. And again, very first entry and the very first start for the 4 car. They've made some good adjustments in the pits, now up in 2nd place and really closing the gap on Priya McShane. And as we just crossed the halfway mark here in the Corn 150, we're going to have yet another battle for the lead. This time Jake 24 getting right to the rear bumper of Priya McShane. And already on the bottom. They're going to go side by side through 3 and 4. Priya McShane up near the top of the wall, but those fresh tires allowing Jake 24 to find a bit more speed in the middle of the track. And new leader, number 4. And they're going 3 wide for 3rd. What incarnation. Just made 2 passes. And that number 24 Pepsi car is up in 3rd place. I mean, you can see the damage he's got in that deck light is tilted up. But there's still a lot of speed in that 24 car. So Jake 24 leads, Priya McShane in 2nd, and what incarnation at the front of the pack for the first time. That 24 has found so much speed. Now looking to the bottom of Priya McShane for 2nd. What incarnation is making moves? Side by side through 3 and 4. That middle line is still the place to be. And, oh, a little bit of contact between the 2 and the 42. I think Luke Rainey just misjudged that. just gets into the rear bumper of the 42. I don't think Priya is going to be very happy about that. But Luke Rainey looking to make his way back to the front of the pack. As we're seeing Hunter B in the 78, he's had a lot of damage. But that car is quick. Up into 6th place. It's the best he's been all day. Now Luke Rainey's going to the bottom of Priya for 3rd place here. They're going to go side by side off of 2. And Luke Rainey will make the pass, this time without any contact. And of course it's the Emperor Hirohito, and Priya McShane gets into the wall coming off of 4. Definitely going to slow the 42 down. Having led so many laps, the 42 is just going backwards. Now into 5th place, and it's Hunter B on the doorstep. And also to the front for the first time, or near the front, into the top 10 now. Skull and Bones in the 39, and Fireball 398 in the 9, both putting some pretty good runs in here. I mean, they've been sort of mid-rear pack. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for following me. I'm not going to read your name. But thank you. Sleepfeller asks, am I streaming this on YouTube as well? Yes, I am. I'm restreaming, so I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Although, I mean, as you can tell from the bottom bar, most of my viewers are on YouTube right now. And now, what incarnation to the bottom for the lead? Lap number 72. And despite the rear end damage, this 24 has so much speed in him. Putting the pressure now on Jake 24. But that 4 gets a really good exit out of 2. Able to hold off the 24 for now. Still a really good battle. Side by side, still, they have been for, I think, almost 2 laps now. But Jake 24 on the high side, able to fend off a pretty valiant effort. A decent attack by What Incarnation, but the 4 stays in the lead. And again, as these tires start to wear down, that top line has a little bit more speed than the middle. These drivers are going to have to adapt and make changes if they want to make some moves like the 24 is. But he's going to try the bottom yet again. This time he's got a better run coming out of turn 2. What Incarnation on the inside. And the 4 is right up by the wall. Let's see what kind of an exit Jake can get. What Incarnation doesn't clear the 4. But the 24 now into the lead. It's the new leader, What Incarnation. I am so amazed that 24 has found this much speed after that round of pit stops. I mean, he has not been at the front. And he's got damage from that whole yellow flag incident. But he's quick, that car. Jake 24 is going to put a little bit more pressure back on him. And still those clouds get darker. The possibility of rain here at Iowa. Maybe a little bit concerning to the drivers who aren't What Incarnation. Although you can see behind the front stretch is still pretty bright blue. So if there is a storm rolling through here, I think it's going to miss us. Because now you can see What Incarnation able to pull away from the 4 a little bit and secure this lead. But you can see the gap is still pretty close here between the 24 and the 4 cars. As the 81 comes into the pits yet again, Thick Daddy has had all sorts of trouble today. And Priya McShane is just... There's no speed in the 42 right now. Now back into 9th place. barely in the top 10. Just haven't made the right adjustments in the pit stop. And, I mean, this race is far from over, but it's not coming to her right now, despite her dominant performance so early on. It's DK as well, struggling a little bit, down in 12th place. Why don't we, as these guys are going single file, let's take this time to go through the field. What Incarnation recently made his way to the lead. That car has been lightning fast, no pun intended, since that restart. Jake24 has also been really quick. Whose accounts are these? Thank you for following me, but why? Thank you for your big and small energy. So, let me pick up where I was. Jake24 in second place. He's really quick. Not quite as quick as Carnation, but definitely still keeping up with him. Luke Rainey, I mean, he's already won a race. He's locked into the playoffs, but this too has been really quick yet again. Led some laps. He's been near the front all day. Not quite as fast since the restart, but still doing really well. And the Emperor Hirohito is up into 4th, sort of been top 5 in the last little while. Definitely liking the way the car is driving. Able to find a pretty good rhythm here at Iowa. Hunter B with, I mean, a lot of damage on the 78. He was involved in that backstretch pileup earlier on, but that 78 is really coming to him. They made some good adjustments in the pit stop, and he's running top 5 right now. Not really quite as fast as the leaders, but certainly doing well for himself. Skull and Bones in the 39 is in 6th place. They've been testing here all week, working on that car after they failed to make the Daytona race. And maybe a controversial move earlier on to make it 4 wide. But that 39 has some decent speed, and they're just looking for a good points finish. These guys need to get within the top 35 in points if they want to qualify for these races. Doing okay right now, but with some pressure now, getting passed by the number 9, Fireball 398. Also has been sort of running mid to rear field today. Found some decent speed, and now moving on forwards pretty quickly here. Number 22 of RacerFan 98. Wow. Number 22 of RacerFan 99 made a handful of spots on those pit stops, but the car just hasn't quite felt as good since the last restart, and he's falling back pretty quickly. F1 Fan 2751 has had a decent run all day, but just hasn't been really happy with the car yet. Running just inside the top 10. Feeling hopeful that they can make some late changes and maybe a good fight for the lead. And the big one, 5395, has just been mid-pack all day. Not a terribly exciting day, although that's a great looking car, I gotta say. Priya McShane now outside of the top 10 after leading so many laps. The 42 team is struggling. The car is not handling well, and just dropping positions lap after lap, just hoping for a yellow flag and some changes to be made to that car. McSpookboy in the 6 with, I mean, so much damage. The rear panel's gone. The deck lid is at an obtuse angle. That 6 is finding a lot of speed in a car that really shouldn't be. So McSpookboy, who started, I think, dead last in this race, doing a pretty good job, showing how much of a wheelman he can be in that 6 car, just outside of the top 10 now. It's DK in the 95 has been near the front. The car's sort of been on and off today. He's had some good runs. Now he's on a bit of a bad run, hoping he can do better pretty quickly before the end. In 14th, it's the number 98 of Asteroid Strike 9. He's been involved in 2 different collisions at this point, but they've done a decent job of fixing the damage, and there's still some speed left in that car. He's been making up positions lap after lap here. DNP10 in the 18 has been mid to rear all day. Not terribly exciting. Just looking for a solid finish here. Cody H Gaming in 15th, about to lose another spot here. with a good amount of damage from that little pileup, but he's been in the wall a few times. He's just been stuck at the top of the track, and there's no speed to be found there. Not a very good run from him. Non-Cracker running 16th. Also not terribly exciting. Hasn't been near the front. Not a whole lot of damage on the 25. Maybe they can turn that thing around and pick up some spots here. You can see Spitfire 4456 with, again, a whole bunch of rear damage from that crazy pileup earlier on. Running pretty slow in the pack here, along with Anthony Plays in the 32, and Gatlin Downey, who was doing well, got spun around, tangled with the one, actually, of Pure Red and Blues RP. Both of these guys with a good amount of damage. I think they've been involved in 2 different collisions at this point. Just sort of running at the back. Maybe able to pick up some points later on. Kumon Cup Series had a great run at Daytona. Not looking so good for that Tim Hortons car today. Again, a whole lot of rear damage and just not a lot of pace. KHP01 has also seen a lot of action today. He's got damage on both sides of that number 8 car. Just running at the back for now. Maybe able to make some changes and do better later on. That's a good question. Why does it still say qualifying? Because I forgot to change it and nobody let me know. Oh no. I mean, I know I'm supposed to remember this, but like, y'all gotta tell me that. This isn't qualifying, this is a race. There we go. 20 of Benpai has been doing well, has a good amount of damage from that most recent collision with the 08. Now further back, along with the 3, who's also been in several wrecks. I mean, a lot of these cars have seen a lot. Mike PMC, the car still looks pretty clean, running in 26 right now, but just not very exciting day. It has been an exciting day for Mitchell Collins, involved in a couple wrecks. At least the 10 car looks clean. They've done a good job of fixing that damage. Sander M is a lap down in 32nd. Had some trouble in that yellow flag pileup thing. Got stuck in the pits and now a lap down. DriveThrough's, I think, caused 2 wrecks today and just been terribly slow. Michael Deitch is 19 laps down, so they've been behind the wall and they're back on track with, I mean, a hot rod and a half. There's not a whole lot of sheet metal left on that thing, but still going. The 29 of Weak Boy running in, fittingly, 29th place. Destroyed, that's a hot rod. Anderson Reed in 30th, that's a hot rod. And now we're seeing Jake24 putting some pressure on What Incarnation. That 4 has been keeping up at the 24. Maybe saved his tires a little bit earlier on and looking to make his way back into the lead with only 25 laps remaining here. And now looking to the inside again. Not a lot of grip left in these tires. See if he can do it. And caution flag is out. Caution is out. Non-Kraka with a whole bunch of damage. And with 25 laps to go, this changes everything. Let's see what happens here. The 25 is running here in 16th place beside Priya McShane. And you can see Thick Daddy comes out of the pits. Well, I guess he's going back in the pits. And on Kraka on the bottom gets a punt from the 81 and into the pit wall. And that's why the caution came out. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Is this because of an earlier issue? I mean, there's certainly going to be talks. Look at that. The 81 goes right into the back of him, and the 25 can't make the pit entry. What is this? So the 25 is out of the race, and now caution comes out. The 81 is in some troubled water now here. I mean, there's been a lot of drama this race, but that's certainly the most blatant looking hit we've had. I mean, let's go on board with the 81 here, because that was something. They're both looking to pit. Is he annoyed that the 25 jumped in front of him? I mean, that's pretty significant contact. And the 25 is in the barrels. Well, now we're definitely going to see some pit stops, and we're going to see it mix up at the front. Let's find the 24 and the 4 cars. And they're going to go side by side racing to the line, but What Incarnation stays in the lead. And they're going to dive into the pits pretty quickly here. Thank you, Codename Phoenix, for following me. I think something's up with the YouTube alerts, and I do apologize, but like all of my fancy alerts aren't coming in right now, which kind of sucks because they're honestly one of my favorite parts of the stream. So I'll try to get that fixed for next time. I do apologize. So, What Incarnation jumps into the pits. And I think it's going to be a 4-tire stop for everyone here. As let's try to find the 4 car. And they might take this time for What Incarnation and the 24 to maybe try and fix some of that damage a little bit more. Looks like no. The 24 is happy with his car, and What Incarnation is going to keep the lead. It's Jake 24 in second, Luke Rainey in third, and then it's the Emperor Hirohito, and Priya McShane is in fourth. They might have done a... they went no tires, just fuel in the 42. Doing anything they can to get back at the front here. And we'll see how this this kind of strategy play works for Priya. We know the 42 has been quick before, but running on pretty old tires now against a field of... I mean, the 4 cars in front of her have fresh slicks. So, 42 willing to maybe throw a little bit of a gamble here. And as we've got a number of lapped cars here, I think we can jump to real time. On lap 105 of 25, they're going to have 20 laps left of racing. Green flag flies, and What Incarnation is going to lead the field into turn 1. And these lappers are going 3 wide. Jake 24 is going to be pushed way up the track. And that's going to allow What Incarnation to really pull away from this field. As Priya McShane jumps into the pits, something's up with that 42 car. I don't know if this is a strategy call. It's an unscheduled stop. And unfortunately, that's going to be the end of what was a really good run for the 42 team. I mean, they've been at the front. Sure, they were moving back slowly now, but going to go at least a lap or 2 down for that 42 car. And really just a big shame. I'm not sure if it was a pit stop mistake under caution or if there's something wrong with that car, but I'm sure we'll see pretty quickly. As Emperor Hirohito has moved up into 3rd place, getting past Luke Rainey. With all these fresh tires, a lot of these guys are looking to make up some spots pretty quickly. As the 39 and the 9, these guys have been together all day. Skull and Bones trying to get in the top 5. As we can see, RacerFan 99 gets into the wall a little bit. Remember, all of these guys are still stacked up behind some lapped cars, the 01 and the 57. So it's a good chance for them to get some pretty easy positions, maybe. And now with just under 6/10, What Incarnation is pulling away a little bit from the 4 car. We'll see if Jake 24 has any response to this kind of speed from What Incarnation. As Thick Daddy pits yet again. I'd love to count his stops. So Priya McShane with that unscheduled pit stop now running 31st and a lap down. So really unfortunate for that 42 team. And unfortunate for me because she was my pick to win this race. Certainly not going to happen at this point. As these these lap cars are surprisingly quick. Still staying ahead of Hirohito in third place, although Deitch gets into the wall pretty good there. I mean, again, he's, I think, 20 laps off of the leaders now. So that 57 is just, I mean, look at it. It's running practice right now. Jake 24 is still close behind What Incarnation, but not really in any position to make a big move. Let's look at the rear of the pack now. Still damaged cars all around. A lot of really slow, really damaged cars. I mean, just handfuls of them. You can see its DK is sort of falling back now into 17th. The 22 Racer Fan 99 just not doing so well. Luke Rainey is having some serious trouble. They must have made some sort of bad adjustments again, or just the car is not feeling the way that it used to for him. Because Rainey is now outside of the top 10 in what was a race-leading car. And even before this previous caution, he was running near the front, and that too is falling back lap after lap. He's just looking right now to pick up as many points as he can. It's going to be really important for those playoff or chase system, whatever you want to call it. Luke Rainey needs the points after that win. So What Incarnation leads. We have 9 laps to go here at Iowa, and Jake 24 is closer than he has been for quite a while. So chat, now's your chance to vote. Who do you think is going to take it? Can What Incarnation hold off Jake 24? Can Jake 24 win the race in his very first entry in the series? What would you rather drink, Pepsi or 7-Up? Let me know in the chat, because it's going to be a tight battle here at the end. With these fresh tires, that Ford might be able to find some speed by jumping to the middle line. We know once these tires are worn out, they sort of end up racing single file, but we're in for maybe an exciting finish here. And he's really, really close, but just not close enough. And the 39 has made it into third place, and the 18 is in fourth. I mean, DMP10 has not been in the top 5 all day. That 18 is so fast. And Skull and Bones looking for a really good points haul, and that's exactly what he needs within these first 5 races of the season. And now the cloud's looking a lot brighter outside turn 3 and 4. It's still dark outside turn 1, but it looks like whatever weather system there was is passing by us now. And with 5 laps to go, Jake 24 in the wake of What Incarnation. Closing in, taking a look to the bottom. Can't quite get there yet, but closer than ever before. So if there's a caution now, it'll end the race, and What Incarnation will be the winner. Jake is going to hope for a green flag run and a look to the bottom. Now closing right in behind What Incarnation. Still can't quite make a move. Almost contact, but Jake 24 keeping his distance as we're going to approach 2 laps to go here very soon. That 4's got to make his move now if he wants it to stick. I mean, we've seen these guys run 2 or 3 laps side by side. 2 laps to go. Jake 24 still close, but not close enough to What Incarnation. And again, he's got to make a move now or never, or he's got to slide job him on the last lap. This 4's got to give it everything he's got if he has to keep What Incarnation from winning. White flag, 1 lap to go. What Incarnation still out front despite the damage on the rear end. That 24 has been so fast. Jake 24 still on the rear bumper, now having a look to the inside. Here comes the 4 car through turns 3 and 4. They're side by side. Who's going to get the run of the line? They're bumper to bumper. Jake 24 on the inside, What Incarnation on the outside. And the 4 makes the move in turn 3 and 4 to win the race. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. It's a pass in turns 3 and 4 to win the race. Jake 24 waited to make the move at just the right moment. And in his very first entry and the very first start for that 4 car, it is 7 up over Pepsi. What Incarnation is going to finish in second. What a finish yet again. This series does not stop delivering. 2 races in a row. 2 incredible finishes. And we've had chaos. We've had drama. We've seen it all. And congratulations to Jake 24 in that number 4 car. And what a disappointing day for What Incarnation. I think he's led the most laps, but again, cannot lead the most important one. What a finish. Wow. Have you ever... Well, I have once before. I have just a week ago. Let's look at this move again from Jake 24. I mean, turns 3 and 4 on the last lap. Are you kidding me? Just jumps to the bottom. What Incarnation can't hold it up high. Gets a clean enough exit. And at the line, I mean, that's less than a car length. The 4 car just noses out What Incarnation, and I mean 7/100ths of a second. We have yet to have a finish that is like not 2 cars going side by side to the line. I mean, what a win for that 4 car. In his very first entry, he does well enough in pre-quali to make it into qualifying. I mean, he didn't qualify that high, did he? Seriously, like, Jake 24 started... he qualified 6th, so I guess that's pretty good. Here's the official results. Jake 24 wins it with that unbelievable last lap pass. What Incarnation finished 2nd. DNP 10 with a really good run at the end makes his way into 3rd place. F1 Fan has been at or near the front. Going to finish in 4th. The number 39 of Skull and Bones, all that practice came to a top 5 finish, and I think he'll be very, very happy with that. A good points haul for that 39 team. Hirohito has been at or near the front all day. 45 is going to finish 6th place. Asteroid Strike 9 finishes 7th after, I mean, being backwards and involved in another wreck. That 98 has carved his way back up through the field to finish 7th. Hunter B is going to finish 8th. Gatlin Downey ends with a pretty impressive 9th place. And Fireball 398 rounds out the top 10. So, retired from this race very early on. Julio Caesar in the 00 and Flinzone in the 38. We saw Pure and Rusty Fighter get involved in an interesting incident. Chase the Coyote also retired. Emmett Lashbrook says it was an ignition problem under the hood of the 08 car and they could not get back on track. Of course, Derek and Adria Fitzy involved in the wreck following the explosion under the hood of the 08. Thick Daddy with a bunch of problems had to go behind the wall for a bit, going to finish 50 laps down. Non Kraka in an interesting incident, being put into the pit wall, finishing 33rd. Of course, out of the race. Michael Deitch went behind the wall, came back on track. They finished 19 laps down, and then a lot of damaged cars at the rear of the pack. Wow, there's a lot to take away out of this race. And again, we've had an incredible finish. So, I mean, we've had like 2 unbelievably close finishes with passes for the win in turns 3 and turns 4. So, tune in next week for the Sim Series at the first road course race of the year. We're at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, and there's going to be excitement, there's going to be drama, and it's the Sim Series. There's going to be carnage. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you're not. You can follow on Twitch if you're interested there, because I stream there as well. It's interesting. Sometimes I'll do stuff on there that I don't do on YouTube, so follow there. That's fun. Follow me on Twitter. That link's in the description. Oh, and join the Discord. Again, even if there's no spots available left in the series, that's where you're first going to be notified for Season 2, and there's good general NASCAR talk in there as well. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. How about a little bit of donut action? We've seen two race winners, both of them Fords, interestingly enough. And this time, let's see some donuts from that number 4 car. Thank you for following Adria on Twitch. I appreciate that. So once we get this saved, we're going to run some donuts and, of course, put on the victory music. Congratulations again to Jake24. Check the Discord because point standings and final race positions and all that fun stuff will be up on later tonight. And let's cut to the celebrations. Thank you again for tuning in. It means a lot. I'm glad you guys enjoy this. This was a lot of fun. I mean, 2 races in a row with finishes like that? Are you kidding me? How does that happen? Unbelievable. So Jake24 is going to pull up to the line and get ready for his victory celebration in that 7-Up car. Let's run the victory music.